Ooh, excuse me. Alright, we're back again. Yesterday we talked about counterbalances and some of the various counterbalances. Today, ooh, excuse me. I'm going to discuss tanks. What makes a tank? Who can be used as a tank? Why they can be used as a tank? And some of the various aspects around a hero with the capability to tank. And by tank, I'm meaning your front individual that takes a brunt of damage. Now, where there's a lot of AoE damage and stuff like that, in some aspects, there probably, to some individuals, is no need for a tank. Where I can say this is completely wrong. There is still a need for a tank. There is still usability for a tank. Seven-day targets. Oh, whoopsie. And kind of what is the aspect of a tank? Flame Jade. Yuck. Free-to-play players so far we're not able to get to the 10,000 point mark. We're usually upwards of probably about 8.5 max. We're gonna see what this one has got for us. We got a 3 holy element chest. Options, opportunities. Interesting. Okay, let's do our first two. 500k. And 10. Okay. Wish event. I haven't seen the wish events be useful yet, but I'm not a big player, so to speak. We got a couple more days on this, on the 100 summons gift. Cool. Grab that. Okay. Let's jump into it. I'll just jump into the gallery. So, you have your standard tanks. You got Augustus. You got Poseidon. And they're very good. You know, your standard kind of take damage, provoke the enemy to hit them, protect other heroes kind of tanks. But there's some other aspects around a tank that make a hero a tank. So, one other option in water would be Elizabeth. I've seen her used as a tank. She's still pretty potent. And she is good as a tank. Now, what makes somebody like this good as a tank? And it comes down to, which one was it? There's a aspect here. I think it's her, I think it's this one here. Her attacks will also heal the hero or ally hero with lowest HP for 30% of her attack. So if she's used as a tank and she's got the lowest health, she's going to heal herself. So she can essentially provide some type of healing to herself to keep herself going all the time. That's one other aspect to a tank. Another one we'll get into here in a little bit. The only other ones here are Poseidon and Augustus. They're already tank classes, and they're commonly used. If we go into fire, the only one that can truly be a tank in fire is Solomon. And that's because of Solomon's ability to revive himself. Now, that's really the only one in fire that is capable of tanking well enough. Some of the other heroes I've faced where there is Eris as a tank, Eris does not hold up as a tank. Gabriel, she's still very squishy, does not hold up as a tank. So, Solomon is the only fire. Now, wind is kind of the similar situation to water, where there's a couple of tanks. First, you have Diana, which is a core. And the reason why Diana is a good tank is she can protect allies, gain damage mitigation, and control resistance. So she's able to provide some amount of damage reduction. And also, she can cleanse debuffs on herself and restore some of her health. This makes her a very probable tank. Not only that, she has 21,000 health, so a lot higher of health to be able to handle more. On top of her passive being +5 permanent damage mitigation, and she has some other effects here that assist when she is attacked. So she is very capable of being a tank. I have her on my little guy. I don't remember if I'm still using her. I think I swapped to Wukong. And Wukong is the next one. I think it's his secondary where he gets a shield after his attack. And that blocks one of his strike, or one attack from whomever is attacking him. So he gets one free hit, so to speak, with 0 damage. And then when he's attacked, if they are slower than him, he gets 10% damage mitigation, but that's only if they are slower than him. So Wukong is a very, very strong tank. When it comes to light heroes, I can't really say because I haven't used a whole lot of them, but I know they are very, very squishy. A possibility could be Astolfo. She's not one of the mids or anything like that. She's kind of a lower end. So I can't really say whether she would be strong enough to work as a tank. As far as the others, they're not much for being a tank. They're very, very squishy and kind of on the weaker side. Same way with Dark. There's just not much for Dark. Now, I have seen through another player where Lilith was used as a tank. She is very, very strong. 22.6 for health, 8.24 for her defense here. She could be a possible tank. Let's see here. HP 35, attack +18. But she doesn't have much that provides her any damage mitigation or any chance of really surviving much more outside of that. So Lilith could be a possibility. Now, I want to show my Wukong. My Wukong is 4 stars, 322,000 health, almost 323, 1874 on the on the defense there. With level 2, it is damage mitigation for 15%. And if the attack speed is lower, and if the attack speed's higher, it's plus 15% or plus 10% control resistance. Horrible reading today. So he always gains the shield no matter what. 65-34 for with attack being higher, so he does get a lot stronger. I've got a couple of unique runes on him. First off is Bloodthirst 2. When he uses physical abilities, he restores 25% of his HP equal to 25% of damage done. So that heals him very, very well, especially dealing almost 50k damage. And then Revive 2, 36% chance to revive on death, making him a very, very strong and capable tank. Oh, it looks like our alliance is smoking out the tournament. Well, we need a challenge. So, I'm just going to kind of show off what I got, how they can be used. I've got some of my heroes upgraded recently to make them a little bit stronger, and I'm just going to kind of let them go and let you guys see how they work together. So that way all aspects are shown of how I'm utilizing my team with both passive healing, direct healing, AoE, armor piercing, so to speak, a tank, and kind of some of the different aspects that I've talked about so far, that kind of bring a team together. Michelle here has a mitigation rune, so for the first 2 rounds she gains damage mitigation, so AoE deals a little less, giving her some time to survive. As you can see on the other team, Sphinx and Izanami have a mitigation rune as well. There's the revive. That's the one downside I want to say to these revive runes, and I'm not happy about them, is they just revive you with 1 HP. There is no determination of how much HP these things will bring you back to. So do keep in mind about that. I really do not like the start of the weeks. I'm just gonna skip this because you've got to be kidding me. Oh, because I'm clear down at rank 19 right now. And I feel bad if I take on anything. Really? Can you give me something that is not... I guess the game is going to be difficult. Okay, let's try and skip around, find a new. Holy cow. This one's going to be interesting. Okay, Gabriel's frozen. That's a good sign. Flame shield, heal, anti-healing. She's gone. She died because she dealt AoE to my team. Kind of in the midst of my team having that shield up. So where he's 276, I'm not going to take him out. That's alright. That's kind of an impressive little team for only having 2 characters. There is a lot of aspects where your team needs to vary. Abyss Tower. Let's go into Abyss real quick. This one here, I can take out Michelle, and she is here. And I can add in Seth. I can add, Ares. Ares is be a good one here. To provide other kinds of damage, other variations of damage, and whatnot. For the way I take out a team. I'm clearing these pretty easily since I'm so far higher than where I'm actually at in the floors. So there's all kinds of aspects inside the game to where you have to change your team up to be able to survive in different ways. I'm not gonna show all this off. I'm just gonna set them in and then minimize because it takes so long. The various aspects, even going through your dungeons, you have to kind of counteract your teams in a various amount of ways to be able to stop teams, either AoE or certain types of damage in various ways, to be able to hinder your opponent. It goes same way for hero trial. The way you take on a hero trial determines what you can dish out overall. How you dish it out and how you're going to handle each individual scenario that comes out. You have to constantly keep in your mind how you want to take something on before just taking it on. Because not everything is just going to be gung-ho and stomp it out. You're going to have to think about what is there to be able to I'm just going to go for all these because I need these for the thingamajigger, the event tablet. Couldn't think of what it was for a second there. 10, 15, 20. Oh, that's why they're doing it. Okay. Alchemy, 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 alchemy. Okay. And that should get me another one. Yep, we got another 5. Okay. So as you're building your team, you have to think ahead to what you want uh, kind of in the future of your team. How do you want them to work together? How do you want things to play out? What kind of damage do you want to dish out? How do you want to dish that damage out? Your basic kind of knowledge, as well as how do you want to stop some of that damage. How do you want to mitigate somebody's character from dishing out a certain type of damage? Or how do you want to prevent some amount of damage from occurring? Now, I get this kind of sounds confusing, so I'll explain it a little bit. How do you want to see your team react to another person's team? Not every team are you going to be able to beat, just like you've seen with those two characters that I wasn't able to beat. You're not going to be able to win every fight. You're not going to be able to take on every player there is in the game. There's always going to be another player that's far better. This being said, you can in some way counteract other players to be able to prevent some amount of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? We're just going to put it up 6. There's a reason why I'm explaining it like this. Because as I do all the different aspects of the game, there's a lot of different aspects I have to look at. Death Cave, Night Expedition. Night Expedition is how long you can last, and It's gonna do the thing again. Give it to me. Yep. How do you want your team to be able to handle various situations? How long do you want your team to last? Do you want them to outlast? Do you want them to at least be able to do a certain amount of damage in various aspects? You're not going to be able to take on every player. There's no way you can take on every player and win. Especially as a free player. I'll admit it wholeheartedly. There's no way I can take on every player in the game. Especially with some now having over 2 million power. This makes things very, very difficult. And so you have to look at various other aspects of how you want to take something on. Now, that being said, you cannot take everything on and expect 100%. I'll say it again. You cannot take everything on and expect 100%. This is going to run a little long. My apologies. There's a reason for me saying this. Because if you try to look at everything like you can take everything on, you're automatically setting yourself up for failure. And it's not me being disrespectful or rude, but you have to look at the fact that there's a lot of good players and a lot of good heroes in this game, and a lot of different ways people can play. With the way that everybody plays being different, you are capable of handling everything different. And no matter how you choose to go on those things will always have a different outcome based on the different players. Various equipment might make a difference. Various heroes might make a difference. Different understandings of the way heroes work might make a difference. I say that a little bit weird, but it's how I mean it. Take my understanding and the way I use my knowledge of heroes to my advantage. I can't say I'm perfect with everything, but I have a good understanding that if I had all of the heroes, I could break down how I wanted to take somebody's team on based off of how I wanted to go at somebody's team. Oh, it resets in 4 days. Ah, bummer. Okay. The way you have to look at it is very, very broad, and I'm hoping to bring as much of this knowledge out piece by piece without making videos too long. So I hope this helps y'all, and I appreciate y'all for sticking with me. Y'all have a good one. Thank you.